What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus package update, stimulus check update, and everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C. Money, investing, the stock market, daily news, everything you need to know about on a daily basis. If you're new to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on new videos. I will keep you up to date with everything going on here. And don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. We got a lot to cover here today. First up, we're going to start with President Biden having a feud with Mitch McConnell. And remember, they used to be buddies. Are they still buddies anymore? Mitch McConnell, remember, they served in the Senate for decades. Mitch McConnell was the only Republican to actually go to President Biden's son's funeral. And here's what President Biden had to say about Mitch McConnell and what Mitch McConnell, vice versa, had to say about Biden in Biden's words. Check this out.
Nancy, CBS.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. This afternoon, the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said that the midterm elections are going to be a report card on your progress on inflation, border security, and standing up to Russia. Do you think that that's a fair way to look at it? And if so, how do you think that report card looks right now?
I think report cards will look pretty good if that's where we're at. But look, the idea that Mitch has been very clear. He's going to do anything to prevent Biden from being a success. I get on with Mitch. I actually like Mitch McConnell. We like one another. But he has one straightforward objective. Make sure that there's nothing I do that makes me look good in his mind, with the public at large. And that's okay. I'm a big boy. I've been here before. But the fact is that I think that I'm happy to debate and have a referendum on how I handle the economy, whether or not I've made progress on. Look, again, I think that the fundamental question is, what's Mitch for? What's he for on immigration? What's he for? What's he proposing to make anything better? What's he for dealing with Russia? That's different than I'm proposing that many of his Republican friends or his colleagues are supporting as well. What's he for on these things? What are they for? So everything's a choice. A choice. I think look, I've laid out a proposal on immigration that if we passed it, we'd be in a totally different place right now. But we're not there because we don't have a single Republican vote. My buddy John McCain's gone. So, I mean, it's going to take time. And again, I go back to Governor Sununu's quote. How long? I mean, a rhetorical question. I know this is not fair to ask the press a question. I'm not asking you. But think about, did you ever think that one man out of office could intimidate an entire party where they're unwilling to take any vote contrary to what he thinks should be taken for fear of being defeated in a primary? I've had 5 Republican senators talk to me, bump into me, quote unquote, or sit with me, who've told me that they agree with whatever I'm talking about for them to do. But Joe, if I do it, I'm going to defeat it in a primary. We got to break that. It's got to change. And I doubt you're all, it sounds like I'm being solicitous, you're all bright as hell, well-informed, more informed than any group of people in America. But did any of you think that you get to a point where not a single Republican would diverge on a major issue? Not one? Anyway.
Can you tell us who those 5 Republican senators are?
Sure. No, are you kidding me? I maintain confidentiality.
Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Interesting what President Biden said there about 5 Republican senators. as President Biden struggles with low approval ratings. Former President Donald Trump also struggled with low approval ratings around this time as well. That was before the pandemic, but at the end of his first year of presidency. And well, we got a lot of different things going on, as they mentioned there. One being Russia, which is a very big issue escalating right now. In fact, the British government said last night that the Kremlin is looking to install a pro Russian leader in Ukraine. The United Kingdom says that their Foreign, Commonwealth, and Development Office on Saturday put out a statement saying it had obtained information indicating that the Russian government is planning to install a pro Russian leader in Ukraine. Um, a former member of the Ukrainian parliament is being considered as a potential candidate for the role. Russia has denied this. You also can see Moscow has also repeatedly denied having any intentions of invading Ukraine, but yet Russia has more than 100,000 troops right on the border of Ukraine, just waiting there for fun. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see and what NATO and the US and what President Biden's next step and what Russia's next step and what might happen here with retaliation or what the US might step in and do as well. So let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date here. Major things here going on here. And there is a lot of different talk going on here in Congress for more stimulus relief, more virus relief, more pandemic relief, and the Build Back Better package as well. There also could be business stimulus relief and paycheck protection program relief, and even paid leave relief. Remember that paid family and medical leave was in the Build Back Better package, which they have not yet been able to pass, although Senator Joe Manchin did just say here, probably, I don't know, about 48 hours ish or so ago, that Democratic Senator Joe Manchin is ready to talk and negotiate with his own party, the Democratic Party, on the Build Back Better package, which is probably going to be renamed and have a different name going forward, as well as probably different provisions in that package going forward as well. The question is, what will be in that package going forward? Will the child tax credits be in that package going forward? Will paid family and medical leave be in that package going forward? Will stimulus checks be in the near future or in that package going forward? What will be in this package? What will be in the package after that? Will they break this into smaller packages or standalone bills? That is something that has been in the talks a lot here recently. And there is a lot of different things that even Republicans who have been not very, how do I put this, kind of in favor of voting for too many things that the Democrats are pushing for, anything that's kind of on the Democratic agenda has not been very well received from Republicans right now. It's a very partisanship Congress right now. It's not very bipartisanship. And a lot of this goes with Democrats controlling everything, the House, the Senate, and the presidency. In all fairness, and again, I'm not from either party, so I can say this pretty openly. When the Republicans controlled everything back in 2017, 2018, when the Republicans passed the 2017 Trump tax cuts, the Democrats did this also. When Republicans controlled everything, Democrats were the same way. They're like, oh well, if we go along and help the Republicans, we're going to make them look good. And now it's, kind of similar to what President Biden just said. Um, who knows what was said behind, from one particular Republican senator to Biden, you know, but just, kind of going from what he said there, that if a Republican senator said to him, yeah, Joe, that does sound like a good idea, but I can't vote for it because then all my Republican voters and my constituents wouldn't vote for me, in the primaries and stuff like that in the next election. So, and remember, this isn't just a Republican thing or a Democratic thing because both parties have done this in the past, particularly when one party controls everything. When one party controls everything, the other party, the minority party, looks at it like, well, if we help them pass something, they're going to take all the credit, and then they're going to look great. And that's why it was a miracle that the bill, the bipartisan infrastructure package got passed. The only reason that got passed, well, not the only reason, but one of the big reasons that got passed is because Congress has been trying to pass infrastructure forever. Forever. One of the running jokes in Congress is that it's been infrastructure week for like 10 or 15 years. Infrastructure week has just been going on forever, and they finally got infrastructure week done. That's why Mitch McConnell himself even voted for it. And of course, as soon as he voted for it, what happened? A lot of Republicans slammed him. And remember, there was, what was it in the House? It was like one Republican in the whole House. There's 220 Democrats and like 208 Republicans right now in the House. It fluctuates a little bit because sometimes they have people retire. There was actually a few people that passed away in the House here last year. Yeah, I know, 2021, 2022, crazy, right? But believe it or not, there was more people in the Senate with only 100 members than there was by a lot than there was in the House on the Republican side that voted for the bill, the infrastructure bill. And basically, Kevin McCarthy, the Republican leader in the House, just said, I don't want any of the Republicans voting for this. Now that I look back on it, it looks like there was about 13 House Republicans that voted for the physical infrastructure package, and 200 and some Democrats that voted for it. But nonetheless, they actually had more Senate Republicans, even though there's only 50 Senate Republicans that voted for it. Because physical infrastructure is just something that has long been sought after. And if it wasn't something that they've been trying to do for a long time, it probably would have had no chance in passing. And same thing back when Republicans were in control of everything. Democrats didn't want to help out Republicans. It's a sad state of affairs. That's why a lot of people say there shouldn't really be a two-party system, because this is the problem with the two-party system. The problem with the three-party system is that the third party, the independent party, or some other third party, has just not been able to get enough power to go anywhere. You get the random, very, very small amount of independents that make it, but by and large, it's Republicans or Democrats. Republicans or Democrats. You get a lot of people that just vote Republican every year, year after year after year, no matter who they are. And then you get a lot of people that vote Democrat year after year after year after year, no matter who they are. No matter who the candidates are. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of people that vote for a presidential candidate every year, and they vote Democrat or Republican no matter who the candidate is. And that's the problem with another type of candidate. And that's another kind of issue with our candidate system, is that people are voting for the parties and not always for the candidate himself or herself. And I think that going forward, I think now that, kind of in the modern day, I think people are looking a little bit more into that. I feel like people are a little bit more, I consider myself a realist. I like to just look at the person, look at their values and say, would I vote for this person or this person? Not necessarily, oh, I'm going to vote for him because he's a Democrat, or vote for him because he's a Republican. Because honestly, there's a lot of things about both parties that I really don't agree with. And there's some things about both parties that I like, but that's why I don't really side with either party. And if you've been watching me for a long time, you know that that's pretty true. That's just kind of the way I think. I'm a realist. I like to just think about each particular thing and think about the idea. And that's why I think right now, particularly during this pandemic, there's just a lot of people right now that need help. I see your guys' comments every single day. And I think that there is probably going to be a lot of different buckets of money. If I go back to one of my old sayings here, in 2022, we think about all the kind of different things that could be done here through stimulus packages or executive orders or whatever done by Congress here. We think about Social Security raises. Okay, there's a couple different programs for $200 per month raises, or raising Social Security minimums to $1,341 per month through the Social Security 2100 Act. That could be done here in 2022. Uh, Also, kind of going along with that, Medicare benefits, hearing, dental, and vision, adding that on to Medicare. It's like 75% of seniors do not have those benefits right now. That's a big thing there as well. We also have a lot of the other things in Build Back Better that I think, if you don't look at it from a Democrat or Republican point of view, a lot of Republicans are against Build Back Better, but only because of it's a Biden thing. I feel like if you just took that away and just said, "Hey, do you feel like people that get sick need paid family and medical leave? Do you feel like people that or mothers that go to have birth should have paid family and medical leave? We're the only first world country in the world to not have this." When you ask it that way, most people agree with it. We're, again, why are we the only country in the world to not have that? Why do seniors, the majority of them, not have hearing, dental, and vision in Medicare? There's a lot of things in that package that really shouldn't be Democrat or Republican. They should be like, why should a senior not have these benefits? Why should a senior be living in poverty after they worked their whole lives? There's a lot of different things here. I think that there's going to be potential raises for seniors there. That's in addition to the cost of living adjustment, 5.9% that's already been done. I think that there's going to be a lot more SNAP increases. That's food assistance. We've been covering here the additional SNAP benefits that have multiple different states have been increasing here going forward for the months. I have a kind of a quick rundown here for the additional SNAP benefits that are being paid out here for all these different states and US territories here in January. You can see here, every time I go to this, I actually have kind of a few more states that have been added here. And California is included. I know California is not on here, but that's because they have their own program called Cal Fresh, so they are in here. They have also said that they are going to be doing the February extra benefits as well. California is a big state. Obviously, it's the largest state population wise. So there's a lot of different states here. I'll scroll down here because I know I'm probably missing a few. I know I've probably cut off here Wisconsin, Wyoming, West Virginia, and these couple states here. But you can see here, all these states are giving additional SNAP benefits here, and there's like over 40 million people on SNAP food assistance here. So going forward, that's another pandemic benefit that's going on here every single month. I think that we're going to continue to see that probably throughout the whole year as different states just basically help out with this additional benefits. I think we're going to see a lot more in student loan forgiveness this year. We had $11.5 billion in student loan forgiveness last year. We've already had $1.7 billion in student loan forgiveness this year. On anybody who has private student loan, not anybody, yeah, I don't want to say anybody because I don't want to put it into that bucket there. But people who have private student loans with Navient, reach out to them if you do fall into that qualification. They just canceled $1.7 billion. And we just had 70,000 other people qualify for 70,000 plus. I just did a video on that. I'll link you to that here at the end of this video. So student loan forgiveness, we could see more paycheck protection program money this year, more stimulus checks, of course. That's just kind of the big average everyday one that we talk about here all the time. That goes out to the most amount of people, but there's all these other kind of buckets of money. Buckets of money is just kind of my phrase that I've come up with here, because they go out to buckets of people. Child tax credits, same thing. The child tax credits go out to about 60 million children. Of course, the checks actually go out to The guardians, they don't send out checks to 2-year-olds or 5-year-olds. They don't have bank accounts, but they go out to they're checks for the children, but they go out to whoever claims the children, whether it's grandma or grandpa, mom or dad, whoever the guardian is. The problem with that is that program has not been able to pass right now, and the January payment didn't go through. So that's like, imagine if the Social Security payments didn't go through this month. Social Security actually has a little bit over 60 million seniors. So it's a little bit over 60 million children. So it's a similar bucket of amount of people. So Social Security raises I'd like to see this year. The child tax credits I'd like to see expanded this year. Social student loan forgiveness would be a big thing here for a lot of people. They have paused the student loan payments this year. I want to see help for as many people as possible. I don't get upset when I see help for one group. I just want to see help for as many people as possible. I'm here bringing you guys the news on about all these things. There's probably a lot of things I missed. We had universal basic income going on here in all sorts of states, cities. Those are just states and cities sending out monthly checks to all sorts of different groups of people. If you've been watching my channel, you know there's a lot of those. There's probably going to be a lot of states and cities and counties doing state stimulus checks and state stimulus programs going forward here in 2022 as well. In 2020 and 2021, we had a lot of states do that, and we're probably going to see a lot more in 2022 as a lot of states have billions of dollars of stimulus money from the third stimulus check package that they're going to have to start using now. So I'm going to keep you up to date here with everything. If you're new to our YouTube channel, make sure to click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And this video was the newest video about student loan forgiveness. Lots of details in there. If you're one of the 1 in 6 adults that have student loans, there's new information in there for you. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.